Hey travelers, Mag and I here on day 12 of our trip across the US. Today we are going to head into Boston. Really excited about our opportunity to tour the Boston Commons and walk the Freedom Trail. We also have an ice cream event to attend in Sharon this evening, so we're going to get an opportunity to meet a lot of the local geocachers as well. Since we're already a day ahead on the schedule, we've got all the time in the world to take a casual pace and explore as we see fit. Today offers a lot of potential and I can't wait to see what's in store. It's going to be a great time. Come on, let's go check out Boston together.
Aichan and I started our morning in Webb Memorial State Park. This was definitely the right place to kick things off. There were actually quite a lot of dog owners out on the trails. Aichan got to make several new friends. You just can't help but smile when you see those tails wagging away like that. This state park allowed you to walk right out on the water. There was a great view in sight no matter which direction you turned. I heard this loud buzzing noise and was surprised to see all these bees swarming these flowers. A boat ride on the water doesn't sound like a half-bad idea right now either. Commander Donald Haviland's story is definitely one for the history books. As the ship was going down, he realized there was not enough room on the lifeboats, so he gave up his spot for refugees. Nor was he the only selfless hero worthy of a memorial at this beautiful park. Each memorial well represented the person who it was named for, and is a great tribute for their acts of heroism. After our walk through the park, Aichan was ready for a break, a real break. So we checked into a hotel, the first one we've had in 2 weeks. Because parking is so tough in the city, I decided to ditch my car and go for a run to reach downtown Boston. I ran all the way from Harvard Station straight into the Boston Commons, stopping at many cool spots along the way. After passing by the Boston University campus, I came across this neat little pocket park. A hidden away little area that I wouldn't even noticed without a cache to bring my attention there. Then I made my way over to the Museum of Fine Arts for Boston. And wow, what a place! I walked completely around the building just so that I could see all the statues that were set up outside. This bowman reminded me that I didn't have any lunch yet. But the baby heads, yeah, those were a little weird for me. Kinda reminded me of Child's Play, not gonna lie. Eventually I remembered that I'd actually come to the museum for a reason. I was here to check out this neat rock, since it was the subject for an earth cache. But you know me, I still had to see all those statues. This area really was just something else altogether. I really dug it. Once we wrapped up at the Museum of Fine Arts, we made our way over to Fenway Park. Yeah! The entrance provides a walk down a Hall of Fame to remember some of the greats who have made this sport what it is today. The stadium grounds certainly had a lot to offer for travelers. It really held my attention. Much better than the baby head. There are so many baseball greats remembered right here on the front steps of Fenway Park, and they'll remain here idolized for all to see as they enter the stadium. Here's looking at you, kid. Once again in pursuit of an earth cache, we found ourselves at the Old South Church. The earth cache encourages you to take a closer look at the stones that form the church foundation. Of course, I was already fawning over the building and the stones before I even realized that I'd arrived at the earth cache. Great minds think alike, I guess. It's just amazing to think about all the engineering designs that come behind a city like Boston. It's an architectural mecca. And on top of that, each building and structure comes with its own story running all the way back to the birth of America. It's layer upon layer of historical goodness. I was very fortunate that despite my slow speed, I was still able to make it through the Commons in good time, because I couldn't help but stop at every turn to admire something new in front of me. From the quotes across the tops of the buildings, to the old churches that withstand the test of time with their great construction. There's nothing quite like turning a street corner and suddenly you've got a castle sitting on the corner in front of you. Where did that come from? Perhaps it's a spot that this dire author might have lived in at one point. Quote the Raven. Our founding fathers had a lot of influence on the future design of these parks. There was certainly no shortage of beautiful sights to see while exploring the Boston Public Gardens. There are statues all around the park, many made from other countries and given to the States as a gift. And everywhere you turn, there are stark reminders of the founding of our country. Lead the way, George, so that our country might have freedom from the British Empire. We owe what we have today to your efforts. As we made our way toward the center of the gardens, we found something that we hadn't quite expected, though, right by the edge of the water. It's a mama and her ducks. Make way for the ducklings! Come on, little ducklings, you gotta keep up with your mama. Don't go falling behind now, little guys. We finished up at the Boston Public Gardens, and then we made our way over to the Boston Commons. The views from within the Commons are something else altogether. You could take a whirl around on the carousel if you'd like, or take a dip and cool off in the big pond under the city view. If you've got a little bit more energy, you can climb the hill to the old Confederate statue. It reaches high toward the sky as a reminder of the past that has come before us to the visitors in the park, and includes engraved plaques on each side of the monument. Of course, you really can't forget this history. Whenever you look up, you can see Boston looking right back down at you. The Commons should always stand here as a reminder for man and man to stick together as brother and brother, and that we can always exist as one people in harmony. Once I'd walked far enough along the Freedom Trail, one thing became immediately apparent to me. They sure do like their bull statues in this area. They're all over the place, and there's so many different design concepts between each one of them. There are a ton of these statues to see at seemingly every corner as you walk around the city. I got excited every time I spotted another bull coming up in the distance, and I would try to guess what cow it was before I got up to the plaque to find out. I was rarely right. There's so much history to experience that you could spend days in the downtown Boston Commons and still not see it all. We were so grateful to have 2 days here so we could continue to do this tomorrow. But alas, that about wraps things up for the day here. Time for ice cream!
Hey everybody! It's been one heck of a day in Boston today. Aichan and I started the morning at Weber Memorial Park. We had a great hike out to the city view line. Then we came back down into Boston. I got the dog a hotel room so she could be air conditioned. And then after that, I ran about 4 miles into Boston. Went through a little bit of the Commonwealth area. Got a chance to see some amazing sights, which I've already shared with you. Now we're ending the day here at Crescent Ridge Dairy Farm with an event hosted by CMAG. It's actually their 101st event. And this is Four Swans T. He's the host. Would you like to tell us a little bit about CMAG?
So CMAG stands for Southeast Mass Geocachers, who are Southeast Mass Geocachers. Anyone standing over here. Sometimes if you're not even from Massachusetts, you're still part of Southeast Mass Geocachers. And this is CMAG 101 because it is our 101st straight month with an event going all the way back to March of 2015. We have not missed a month of having a meet and greet. 3 of them were done remotely. 1 of them was in Rhode Island. Still counts all the same. So we celebrated our 101st event. We had our big 100 event last month in Dartmouth. So we're in Sharon, Mass right now. What makes CMAG so great is the community that comes together at all of these events.
And this is what geocaching does. It brings people together. And no better than CMAG for 101 months in a row hosting an event. That's an amazing way to keep our community tied. So Four Swans, thank you very much for having me today.
Thanks for coming.
And everybody, thank you for joining us today. Remember, like and subscribe. We'll keep sending you daily updates. And everybody, do you like geocaching? Yeah!